All right, what up, though? Okay, audio is good. What's up, everybody? Welcome to a special request live stream. I was actually going to make a video about this. I hope everybody has had a great, Thursday and Black Friday. If you went shopping, I hope everybody got what they wanted and got safe. Somebody asked me on Twitter, shout out to Dolo Dynamite. He asked me to go live about this. I was just going to make a video about it, but I figured that I would get the interaction of the people. Shout out to my guy, Chosen. Listen, bro. I'll let you stay in here if you behave yourself. If you don't, bro, I'm going to have you pay the troll toll, okay? All right. So, special request live stream, man. I have been all over Twitter. I took like 10 days off Twitter, and I came back with a vengeance yesterday. I came back with a vengeance. Like, listen, I came here to kick butt and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum. It is going to be a reckoning come this offseason. If you are sleeping under a rock, the Chicago Bears did something we couldn't do, right? This is setting up to be a disaster of a season for the Detroit Lions. Now, I will say this. It will never be okay for you to go coach in division. But I will say this. This might be the kick in the butt that this team needed. This might be the kick in the tail that Brad Holmes and the Detroit Lions needed. And I'm going to keep it a buck. Like, sometimes you need that extra oomph. You need a kick in the butt, bro. And this might be it. So the Chicago Bears moved to 9-2. They are now the number 2 seed. Let me tell you how bad this is shaping up. And I know what Lions fans, shout out to Dolo. I'm on because of you, bro. I was only going to make a video. Let me tell you how bad this is setting up, right? It's setting up so bad that the Chicago Bears started 0-2. There's only been less than 16 teams or something like that to make the playoffs after starting 0-2, right? So that's number one. So they had a less percentage to make the playoffs. All right, so listen. If you are a Bears fan, there's only one allowed to comment in this comment section. There's only one, right? If you want to comment, you are going to have to pay. That's it. Bottom line. So the only person that I'm allowed to comment in this, you know what? As a matter of fact, here's what we'll do. If you are a Bears fan and you are a subscriber of this channel, that means that you are a troll, right? You're a troll, and I'm gonna let you get a pass today. I've been talking a lot of junk about your coach, and I'm still gonna do it. So but if you do not behave, I'm putting you out. That's just it. All right. Or you can pay me. It's one of the two. All right, but I'll let you get your comeback today because your team has earned it. So I'll give it to you. What's up, Miss W? I will give it to you only today, right? After that, we doing that. All right, so shout out to everybody. Behave yourself. Okay, so Shy's called me a nerd. I'm going to give you another chance, bro. The choice is yours. Hey, we can do this the easy way or we can do it the hard way, bro. The choice is yours. I'm going to let you make that choice. All right, so the Chicago Bears, 0-2. The Detroit Lions had a better percentage to make the playoffs starting the season. Lions are now a game and a half, 2 games, 2.5 games, whatever it is, behind the Chicago Bears. The winner of the game, so here's the deal. The Lions don't move no matter what happens. No matter what happens on Sunday or Thursday when they play the Dallas Cowboys, they don't move. That's another week that they're not in the playoffs. That's not another week. They're not in the playoffs, bro. As a matter of fact, I don't think there's anything they can do. We got the playoff picture pulled up. There's nothing they can do to make it in the playoffs, okay? So we're going into Dallas Cowboys. Dallas win this game. They're now 7-5-1, right? Detroit will be 7-6. So Dallas will jump them for the end of hunt. The Lions will drop down, okay? So they go from 8 to 9. If the Lions miss the playoffs or the Bears go further, it is going to be, it should be a reckoning in Detroit. And when I say reckoning, I do not mean Brad Holmes to get fired. If you want Brad Holmes to get fired, that's okay. I have no problem with that at all. None. If you want Dan Campbell to get fired, that's on you. But the bottom line is the Detroit Lions just got showed up by the guy that went and coached in division. That is crazy. And on top of that, they started 0-2. That makes things worse. So Drink says we have to win out. What's up, Daniel? Braylon says we got to win out. Lions and Bears could be playing for the division in the last game. This season has been so crazy, weird. Chiefs will miss the playoffs. So how about this? The two Super Bowl favorites, but teams that people were picking to make the Super Bowl, which was the Chiefs. I know Rich Eisen, he feeling real dumb right now, right? He wanted to put the Lions. This might be what the Lions needed in order to take them over the hump, bro. Because as long as Brad Holmes, I'll put some blame on Dan Campbell as well, that he needs to take the points. Dan, that's all you got to do, bro. Take the points. Hire you an offensive coordinator. Go get an offensive coordinator. All right? Do that. Take the points. You good. Brad, I want answers, bro. I want answers from Brad. Brad, it's time to come. We need to come for blood with Brad. I'm just gonna keep it a buck, bro. We need to come for blood for Brad. That's it. Like, there's no other slap in the face than to get outdone by a team that started 0-2, bro. Ben Johnson is having his way right now. And the Detroit Lions are looking stupid. They looking dumb, bro. And like I said, man, maybe it's the kick in the butt that we needed. The Cowboys will whoop the Lions and the Rams. And will the Rams, it'll be over with. Brad is still standing at garage sales. Fire Brad, fire Brand. Injury update. Yeah, so Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to miss a couple weeks, but he is not going to go on IR. Craig Reynolds is now a New England Patriot. So that's about it. In a world of young offensive gurus, we picked the oldest OC we could find. Lions only beat Vikings, maybe. So here's the deal. The Lions have only beat. So look, like I said before, man, Ben Johnson staying in division is unacceptable. That's an unforgivable sin. But I will give him credit. Bro. The Lions fans been saying they're going to lose this, that the Bears are going to lose. The Bears are going to lose. The Bears are going to lose. They haven't, bro. Like this, they've dropped one game. They started 0-2. They are 9-1 in their last 10 games. That's insane for a team that we did not think was going to do that. And the Lions have regressed in every sense of the word, bro. And this, like, look, it's going to be a reckoning. Hey, Derek, do you think Brad is too arrogant to even get a DE because he would be admitting he was wrong? Absolutely. Absolutely he is. We are 2 games behind the Bears, 5 games left. The Bears will not lose 4 games out of 5. We are a wild card team. Hold on, let me see. Let me see. Hold on, I missed that. I missed it. Ben going to learn fast next week. Bro, we got to stop saying that. We have to stop saying that. Y'all been saying that every week, and they've been winning. Like, we got to. So the Lions have right now, Dan Campbell said it the best. It is a giant hole that we are in. It is a huge. This might be a hole that we can't climb out of. And listen, I'm going to tell you, there's one man I blame, and I'm not getting off this. OG Pogues built the O-line and D-line while Brad, we're good, Holmes, still shopping at the dollar store. It's time for the craziest offseason Brad has ever had. Trades, cuts, and drafting like he never has before. Ever since the Lions spanked the Bears early this season, they have been killing it. Jake Bates' leg can get it done. 4th and 50. Let me see. Ben is a better coach than Dan right now. The Bears are about to do exactly what the Lions did last year, one and done. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, bro. If they make the playoff after, listen, the Bears being where they are right now is already an accomplishment. Like we got to call a spade a spade. The Bears are playing good football right now. And trust me, I hate saying this, but I got to call a spade a spade. The Lions got 5 games and they got to win 4. They can't, it's going to be a long offseason, guys. It's going to be a long offseason. Just be ready for that. We can't control the line of scrimmage either side. That's the biggest issue. I've already made peace with the season. My hopes are that someone is taking notes and making plans for replacements and changes that are needed. That's a bitter truth. The Packers are the same type of Eagles, are the same type as the Eagles, jacked and hype. Look, The Bears, like I said, bro, I know this might seem like a glazing session, but it's not. This team started 0-2. They've beaten teams that we couldn't beat. And the Lions have only beat one team over 500. They beat one team over 500. Yesterday was a chance to do that. You didn't do it. Okay? The Eagles game was a chance to do that. You didn't do it. They beat one team over 500. There needs to be a reckoning. Period. I'm starting to wonder, will somebody get fired in the offseason? It won't not Brad or Dan, but like a random coach get fired. Maybe it's Johnny Morton. Maybe it's him. There needs to be a reckoning, bro. We need a reckoning. That's my new word, reckoning. Bears also lost to the Ravens without Lamar a few weeks ago. I say Bears beat Green Bay. Let me see. They beat two teams over 500, the Bears and Bucks. Nope, they did not. They did not. Who? The Lions? They did not. Edge rusher better be our first pick. Get rid of Holmes. I'm going to tell you what. I have never heard as much Holmes chatter as I've heard it over the past week and a half. Like since the Giants game in the last 96 to 120 hours, it's been a lot of Brad Holmes chatter. We got a super chat from M. Morris. Appreciate you, bro. Says if Dabo or McDaniel aren't our OC next year, then Campbell needs to go. Wow. Spirit says, someone just told me, let's fire him. Fire who? Who? I'm saying Bears beat them next weekend. Hey, shout out to DeAndre Swift. Like, real talk, bro. I'm not, we made the right move, but DeAndre Swift, man, way to find your career over there. Let's pack it up, guys. We can always be next year. You were ahead of your time, bro. Hey, listen. Look. I want to show you a video. And as a matter of fact, I went back, I put it on Twitter, and it was crazy, the arrogance coming from Brad Holmes, bro. It was crazy. I was like, yo, I need to react to this live. I need to react to it. It was 10 days before the draft. My opinion says we got too cocky and cute. What's up, Muff? Yard says it's funny how these people couldn't open their eyes to Brad Holmes when you and supporters like me preach that Brad continually failed this team. I'm gonna tell you what. The Lions, we as a fan base, I don't want to call it like we're to me, we're like a battered, we're battered. You know what I mean? Like, so we had good years after miserable years, decades of misery, right? First team to go 0-16. All of that stuff. So we get a guy that comes in. First of all, let's have a conversation. Let's have a conversation. Let's do this. I personally love Dan Campbell. I think Dan Campbell is the guy. I do. He got to take the points and he got to find an OC. Outside of that, I think Dan Campbell is the guy. But I'm about to give you a spicy hot take right now. A spicy hot take. As a matter of fact, let's have a segment. I'm about to cook up a spicy hot take. You know what? Let's start over. We got a super chat. Shout out to Spirit of Detroit says, just got to support you today. Doesn't it feel good to know that we were again on the right side of history? We told these people they are right. Now they listening. The Bears are going to win the North. Yeah, Spirit, it does, man. It does. And that's what I was telling you, bro. Like, just speak your truth, man, and be on the right side. You know what I'm saying? And I shout you out all the time, bro, because there's not a lot of creators that were willing to do it before. I will say this. I have seen a lot of the creators start to come up, and they start to, now the novelty of being a good team is wearing off, right? So let's have this conversation. I got to remember where I was going with it. So the Detroit Lions are outside the playoffs looking in. Bears win. They go to 9-3 on the season. This team started 0-2. Now, let me be very clear. Ben Johnson does not get a pass for staying in the North. That's a dirtbag move. No pass. But I can't believe I'm about to say this. I got to give him credit. Starting 0-2. He got 6 Detroit Lions players on the team, ex-Detroit Lions players. 0-2, being able to not only lead your division, have a good chance to win your division, and be one of a very few amount of teams that start 0-2. I believe it's less than 20. It's less than 25 for sure that you start 0-2 and you make the playoffs. And I'm going to listen. The gloves is off, bro. They've been off for me for a long time. Brad Holmes is arrogant, and it's going to cost this team. It's going to cost this team in the long run. He's arrogant. We owe $1 billion to 9 people. One of those people, y'all don't even want on the team. You don't even want Jared Goff on the Detroit Lions. Brad made that decision. Brad made the decision to tie up $1 billion in 9 people. Now, let me paint this picture for you. Detroit Lions fans have been bruised and battered. We were one of the worst teams in the National Football League. We get Jim Caldwell. We have Bob Quinn. Bob Quinn fires Jim, brings in Matt Patricia. Matt Patricia destroys this team. All the hard work, all the team building that Jim Caldwell did, ripped it up. Ripped it up. Both of them 5 years ago today. As a matter of fact, 5 years ago tomorrow, it was officially on a Saturday, but I think the date is today. 5 years ago, Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia were fired 5 years ago today. Here's the spicy take. Here's the spicy take. Dan Campbell, love him. Take the points, get an OC, not named Johnny Morton, right? And I was Team Johnny, but obviously it ain't working. Get an OC capable of spreading this offense around. Do that, take the points. I'm good on Dan Campbell. Brad Holmes, however, Brad Holmes is a different story. And here's the spicy take. Is Brad Holmes, are we so high on Brad Holmes because of where we came from? Meaning, because we came from Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn. Now, Bob Quinn helped build the offensive line that we have now. He took Frank Ragnow, and I think he took Taylor Decker, if I'm not mistaken. Are we so high on Brad Holmes because of where we came from? Is that a legit question? Is Brad Holmes the guy that's going to take us all the way? I am starting to not believe that one bit. Everybody can change, and Brad needs to change. And I'm going to tell you right now, bruh, it's a couple things that's this channel right here. This is not SOL, but we're bringing a different vibe, bruh. The Lions are on the outside of the playoffs looking in. They're going to probably have to go 4-1 to make it to the playoffs. They beat the Bears once. They play them the last game of the season. The Bears have a 2.5 game lead on them right now, right? So not only do they have to beat the Bears, they also have to have, so right now, they are already 2 games behind in the win column. That is a big deal. They might not be able to overcome it. We have the Rams. We have the high-powered Cowboys that's fighting for their playoff lives. We have the Minnesota Vikings that theoretically we should be able to beat. We should have beat them before, and everything's going to be on the line. It might be lost by the time we play the Rams or the Steelers. I'm not going to cap. The Lions could be. This is when their first 2-game losing streak could happen in 3 years. And not only that, a 3-game losing streak. We play the Dallas Cowboys. We play the Los Angeles Rams. And it is very possible that we just jump right over 2 games and lose 3. 10-7 is not going to make the playoffs. 11-6 might. And at the end of this season, there needs to be a reckoning. Here's the reckoning I want to see. I want to hear that Sheila brought both the guys in. Say, listen, we extended you. You got 2 more years. I want to know a plan. I want a plan. That's what I want. I want a reason to justify the highest ticket prices in the NFL. Now, all those people that were talking about dynasty, don't you look stupid right now. You had the nerve to talk about that Brad Holmes is building a dynasty and we ain't won nothing. And on top of that, how you going to build a dynasty without a D line? D is in dynasty. We need a D line for a dynasty, bro. I want a reckoning this offseason. And that reckoning is Sheila and her mama on the scooter. They bring both them gentlemen in. I bring them in together. And I say, you guys are doing a great job. We got to have a conversation. I send Brad Holmes out. I talk to Dan Campbell. I say, listen, I'm going to need this from you. I'm going to need you to take the points and get an OC. Can you do that for me, Dan? We love you. We love you. Keep them Applebee's commercials coming. Keep the Sam Bernstein commercials coming. We love you, though, right? We love you. Okay, that's all. We see you next year. Tell Brad to come on in here. Bring your cell phone in here. Brad Holmes coming to building. I want to know, Brad, why didn't you make a move at the trade deadline? Why you been ignoring the D-line and the edge rusher position? What you going to do about that, big dog? Here's what I want to see. I want to see growth. That's what I want to see. I'm a little nervous. Because William was too involved. Martha, she was okay. But Sheila not doing none of it. She got guys doing it for her, right? She got people. Don't forget, a hiring firm or they hired a firm or somebody to bring these guys in. So Sheila is like, she's not as hands-on per se. But we got to see something. And I got one person on my Brad Holmes, man. Enough is enough. Nobody cares about where you brought us from, bro. All of that, I told y'all it was going to be gone. I told you that novelty of being a good team, when you get shown up by a team in your division with a first-year head coach starting 0-2, there is no excuse for where you are. And if the Bears eliminate the Lions from playoff contention and the Rams win the Super Bowl, it is going to be something to pay. I'm telling you right now. If the Bears make the playoffs, the Lions don't, and the Rams win the Super Bowl, it will be an explosive offseason. I'm going to tell you that right now. Lions got 38 guys under contract. 38 guys under contract for next season. 5 of them are on the D-line. 5 of them are on the D-line. It needs to be a reckoning next year for sure. Any Lions fan that is content with this, I feel sorry for you because you don't want anything else. This is fine for you. And you know what I'm feeling, guys? I'm not feeling like this yet. To me, this is dead. SOL is dead to me. I don't even feel SOL, but I feel like some people is starting to creep back in. It's starting to creep because you took those 2 years for granted. We went from basement dwellers to a contending team to mediocre in a 5-year span. And it hit you real quick. All that talking that everybody was doing. I never forget in 2023, we make it to the NFC Championship game. And you know what I heard? This blows my mind. We're in year 3 of a rebuild. That's one thing I heard. The second thing I heard was we'll get them next year. Yesterday's price ain't today's price. Tomorrow isn't guaranteed. And what did Brad Holmes do at the trade deadline? He traded for Donovan Peoples-Jones. Oh, yeah, that's right. He tried to trade for Danielle Hunter. Ain't you getting tired of what Brad tried to do? I know I am. So, again, it's gonna be an explosive offseason because it's already shaping up that way. Let me show you what the playoff picture is looking like. Shout out to the super chats. I see them. I'll get to them in a second. Here's what the playoff picture is looking like. The Rams, who we play in about 3 weeks, are the number 1 seed. They have a 99% chance to get in the playoffs. I think they are going to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. That's what I think. The team that made us go live, the Chicago Bears, after starting 0-2, have gone 9-1 in their last 10 games, are now the 2nd seed. The Eagles fall down to the 3rd. They beat the Lions. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they going to hold on to this spot. The South is trash. The Seattle Seahawks, number 5. Remember I said that it was going to be a few teams it was going to be 3 teams either from the West or the North. Now it's going to be the West. The West is going to have 3 teams, period. And the Detroit Lions are looking like the team not in the playoffs. The Green Bay Packers, a 91% chance to make the playoffs. The 49ers, 84%. You know who's up next? Your Detroit Lions. 43% chance. And all the media pundits, all off season, all we heard was that they expected the Detroit Lions to miss the playoffs. And guess what? That's what happens when you don't properly build the team out the right way. When you keep ignoring obvious glaring holes. And when you pretend to be the smartest man in the room. That's what happens. And this is 43% chance, ladies and gentlemen. A team that has Super Bowl aspirations, a team that plays the Dallas Cowboys, 18. They beat us, that goes up. It's going to be a long offseason. Be ready for it. Be ready for it. I see the super chats. I'll get to them in a second. So I think that the novelty of becoming a good team is wearing thin, and it should. It should. We deserve more. Lions fans, you know what I hate to hear as a Lions fan? I hate the word relax. I hate the word patience. Neither one of them are apply to us. Neither one of those words apply to us. We have been patient enough. We have relaxed. There's no relaxing to a team. The only NFC North team to never appear in a Super Bowl. The oldest team in the NFL to never appear in a Super Bowl. Some people believe that we're not going to know what we have until it's gone in Brad Holmes. That if he leaves, we're going to regress. Maybe we don't. Maybe we don't. Because very similar to the Golden State Warriors. Brad had helped build the team. Remember Bob Quinn? Bob Quinn was building the team. 2 of our 3 anchors on the offensive line came from him, right? So who's to say that somebody else can't pull a okie doke, come in, finish the job? It's going to be a long off season and a very explosive one. I appreciate y'all. Go Lions. I'm not in the mood to say my usual outro, but I still mean it. All right, we back. Let me get to these super chats. Appreciate y'all. Y'all came to show out today, man. I think y'all starting to feel it. Okay, shout out to first thing. We got Andre with the $4.99 super chat says, do you think Gibbs will stay with the Lions if we don't make the playoffs after his contract is up? I do. I think, you know what? I think Brad Holmes extends him. Because right now, Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell are under contract for 2 more years. But this, I wonder if this changes things. Like, I still think we extend, because here's what Brad has to do. He has to make a decision on Branch. He got to make a decision on Laporta. He got to make a decision on Campbell. He got to make a decision on Jahmyr Gibbs. All of those fall under his watch. So he's got to do that. All right, we got another super chat, another super chat. Where we at? A lot of comments today, man. Let me see. Spirit of Detroit with the super chat, $5 says, we are where the Rams were before the Jared Goff trade. Think about it. We need a spark. D-line, CBs, O-line. We one piece away. Need stars on the defense. Okay, Spirit, what do you think those pieces are? Like, be specific. Like, is it a player? What do you think it is, bro? All right, we got another super chat. Rufus in the building. Shout out to Rufus. Says, I'm beyond angry with this team. $9.99 says, being a Lions fan is like giving the keys to your Porsche to your son and watching him pull out of garage and hit the garbage truck. This is so depressing. And I can't even be mad at you, bro. I can't even be mad. Let me see. CW says, I dipped on the super chats. I don't know what that means. I'm giving Bears fans, as long as y'all respectful today, I'll give you a free pass. I done talked enough about your coach that you have earned a free pass. Today is it. After today, you back on the troll toll. But I can be a fair guy. We ain't missing the playoffs. I don't know why y'all keep saying that. Mister, what are you talking about, bro? Did you just get in here? The Lions need a QB, says Juan. Goff can't elevate those around him like Mahomes can. Yeah, I mean, there's very few of those people. The brains left Allen Park. Coaching makes a difference. In a battle of wits, the Lions coaching staff is not up to snuff against better coaches. All right, so what does that mean? What does that mean? Spirit says all players need a number 1 corner, need a DE on the level of Hutch. Chicago in first place, Packers 2, Lions out. Yes, Jose. Is there anything the Lions can do about Goff contract? Only thing they can do is restructure. But Goff is under contract for the next 2 seasons. Ben Johnson with his shirt off. What up, Wavy? Says, don't be shocked when Brad brings Levi and Marcus back next year. That would be something. Tough 2 days. Hey, yeah, you ain't never lied, bro. Did anyone watch the game tonight? Caleb is trash. He can run, but he can't throw to save his life. Does that matter, entity? Like, that's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about a very simple fact that the Bears are 9-1 over their last 10 games. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the fact that, like, okay, Caleb is trash. Y'all think Goff is trash, and we was winning last year. So Caleb is trash, but they winning games. Like, that's what you do, right? All I saw on Twitter was wait till the Bears do this. Wait till they play the Eagles. Oops. Wait till they play this team. Oops. Like, that's crazy. The Dallas Cowboys that we play next week beat the back-to-back Super Bowl teams. Back-to-back. In the span of 4 days. In the span of 4 days, bro. Brad loves the dollar D lineman. I'll try and draft Dante Moore. Can they just call you to make the plans, bro? Give you the job. I don't want the job. I don't want the job. That's Brad's job. I love my job. This is my job right here. I love my job, man. I love my job. I don't want to be stressed out like that. That's Brad's job. That's Brad. Look, I don't even want to make millions. I don't want that stress. But if you get paid, if you take the job, you know what's up. The snake is proving us wrong. He's showing it was his play calling all along. I don't even think you meant the rhyme right there. Derek, I'm addressing the people who think Goff. Oh, my bad, bro. I'm sorry. I didn't know. My bad. Jay says we're cooked. Will says can't. Let me see. Why not pay Zeitler? Horrible loss. We're good and cooked. McNeil has 7 pressures. He's not a terrible player. I'm a 40-year-old Lions fan. Love them. But I look at things realistically. The team has regressed. Appreciate that, Tatu. Brad out there sounding like coward. Hey, LeBron James. Okay. Dang, man, I wish I had this live stream pulled up. It was a live stream before the draft, and Brad was so smug and arrogant. It was crazy. And I wanted to do a live reaction having the hindsight of what actually happened this season. This is before the draft, so this is before Tyreek. This is before those times, right? And he looks ridiculous. Shout out to, we got God Monkey, member for 20 months, bro. That's crazy. Says, I'm tired of Dan putting his heart out, and Brad is not. That's crazy. And that's a fact. What up, John Doe? What up, Doe? Brad is trash, bro. Any GM could have traded the farm for Stafford. You know what's funny to me? Shout out to M. Morris. Is everybody, you know what my favorite thing is? Y'all don't want to trade the farm. That's what I keep hearing. I don't want to trade the farm for this player. I don't want to trade the farm for that player. And looks like it worked out for the Rams twice. And they wanted to do it again. And it looked like it worked just fine. Not only did they win a Super Bowl, they have been in contention. They are en route to another one. I don't see a better team in the NFC better than the Rams. I don't. And that I just got to keep it a buck. Stafford slinging that thing, man. Nakua, y'all said Devontae Adams was cooked. Y'all said he was washed. Do you know he going into this week, he led the league in touchdown receptions. He was the touchdown receiving leader. Y'all said he was cooked. That's crazy. It's funny, if you don't play for the Detroit Lions, you seem to be cooked. All right, M. Morris says Lions are 30th NFL in team value, 31st in operating revenue, with highest ticket prices. Not making the playoffs may be a problem for ticket holders. You know what's crazy? I'm about to be one, I think. And on top of that, we got 9 games next year, and 1 is abroad. So by the grace of Rod Wood, the Lions are not raising their prices. They're not going to charge you for 9 games or something like that. Crazy. You see that? You know what's funny? Let's talk about this, y'all. Let's talk about this. And I don't want to be that guy, but let's have this conversation. Don't you think it's kind of ironic that the Lions immediately went up on ticket prices? Immediately, bro. That's crazy to me. We had a good year, and they was like, oh, got him. They was like, get over here immediately, bro, because they know that we're feeding for a Super Bowl. That we are a football town, man. And they immediately went up on the prices. That's kind of shady. Bro. I'm going to keep it a buck. 1021 in the building says, yeah, next year we need to trade the farm. I'd rather have the number one defense than number one offense. I feel like we're having a better chance at winning a Super Bowl. 1021, shout out to you, boy. Shout out to you, my boy, because you was representing your boy on Twitter, man. I appreciate you. I had to take a little step back. I had to gather myself, and I came back blazing yesterday, and I'm going to keep blazing, bro. And I don't want y'all to get caught up in whatever sacks we get and whatever run we make. The thing remains the same. Nothing on this team is going to get any better this year. Brad Holmes has failed this team in one regard. And now he's paying the piper. He's paying the piper. So I appreciate you. Fox Boy with the super chat says, I don't know whether to feel ashamed, embarrassed, or betrayed right now. It's like we regressed badly. You know what? Don't feel any of those. Don't feel ashamed, embarrassed, or betrayed. Be angry. Be angry. Be irritated. Look for accountability. That's what I'm doing. That's what this channel is going to do. Accountability, bro. You got a hold on. I want to show y'all something. Let me take the glasses off because I need the camera to adjust. I want to show y'all something. This guy right here. I want you to tell me what that says. What does that say? Basement General Manager, Lions Syndicate, a title that I wear proudly. And guess what? This guy right here, along with most of you, saw that the pass rush was a problem. But your general manager did not. He did not see that, okay? He did not see it. Most of us told you that Marcus Davenport was going to be exactly what he turned out to be, nothing. Most of us told you that Al-Qadim Muhammad was just a guy. He's just a guy. Shout out to Steve Smith. Just a guy. Al-Qadim Muhammad is a jag. Do you know that he's been sitting on, I missed the super chat. I'm sorry. I missed a couple. Shout out to Will Sudeikis with the 199 says, would have traded draft capital and Brian Branch for Trey. Don't worry, Trey going to be a free agent next year. We got another super chat as well from God Monkey with the $2 says, our only chance is if Ahmed is somehow like Hutch. He got to play, bro. Not only that, bro, he's not even on our team next year. Why watch Brad make 0 offseason acquisitions? He's not going to have a choice, bro. But the question is, who are they going to be? Al-Qadim Muhammad has been sitting on his career sack for 4 games, meaning if he gets a 1 sack, he sets a new career high. And guess what? MIA. Ahmed is a nobody. Let's just copy Ben Johnson's play calls. Also look at Ben John. Nope. Oh, man. Okay. I'll make y'all a deal, okay? I've been brutal on Ben Johnson. Tell me where I can find it. I'll bring it in. I'll bring in the post game. I'll bring in the speech. I have been brutal, laying into him. So this one stream, I will throw that aside because he kicking my team in the face right now. So y'all have earned this. So I'll give it to you. Tell me where I can find it. I'll bring it in. Hall of Hassanin. What's up, Laquita? Legit question. If Frank played this whole season, how many games would we win, lose? I think Frank would make a marginal difference, to be honest with you, because we have no pass rusher outside of Aiden. The D-line was handicapped from the beginning. You're out of Leem, you're out Pascal, you're out Levi, you're out Marcus. It was handicapped from the very beginning, bro. And that is what needed to change. We had an opportunity. We blew it. We blew it, bro. Like, there's no excuse for the 96 pick in the 2023 NFL draft. There is no excuse for that. This is what I don't understand. Like, y'all give Brad all this credit, but where's the crap at? He traded up for Broderick Martin. He traded up for Sione Vaki. One guy's not on the team, and one guy barely plays. It's clips on YouTube. Just tell me where I can find it. Is it on Twitter? No, hey, Rainbow, they've earned this. They've earned this. Just tell me where I can find it. Like, I need a link or something. I will bring it in. Hey, they could have signed DeMarcus Lawrence. They could have signed Jadeveon Clowney. They could have signed anyone. They didn't. They signed a guy who came off a season. Do you understand that Marcus Davenport when they signed him this year, he was a guy coming off a season-ending injury. That's what Brad does. And now it's catching up. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, it has been half a decade that these two gentlemen have been in charge of the Detroit Lions. It hit different when I say it like that. If I say 5 years, it's like, half a decade, though, it hits you in the face. I'm telling you, man, we need a reckoning in the offseason. It got to be a reckoning somewhere, especially if the Bears make the playoffs, Rams win the Super Bowl, and we don't do either. Derek, check your trash cans. You will find the snake there. It was obviously our entire team. Brad picks. Brad tries to fill large needs with Band-Aids and gambles on huge holes. You know what? Brad is arrogant. Brad is arrogant. I want to find somebody. Do me a favor, because I'm kind of multitasking right here. Do me a favor. I need you to go, and it was in April. Check the Detroit Lions YouTube channel and see if you can find Brad Holmes. It's like around April 17th, somewhere around there. Please find that live stream. So go to the Detroit Lions YouTube channel, type in Brad Holmes presser and look for something in April. Go to their live tab. You might have to go through. I would appreciate that. I want to go over that. Because I was thinking about doing it. I want, with hindsight, let's hear what Brad Holmes had to say. Ben Johnson, let me say, Ben has those boys believing, can't even be mad at it. Shout out to, what is that? Carrera with the super chat says, shocked as a Rams fan, Holmes hasn't win F them picks. Bad team you built through draft. Great team you use picks to bring guys in that can help now. Hey, we're wondering that same thing, bro. He literally came from a guy that said, forget them picks. He was there when y'all traded for Jalen Ramsey. But Brett, that's not his style. And now it's kicking him in the butt. Clowney playing better than Mohammed. Let me see. Hypothetically speaking, what the Bears make the Super Bowl? What if the Bears make the Super Bowl before the Lions? Then what? That is a great question. That's a great question. I'm going to laugh when James Houston sacks Goff. Hey, I'm totally expecting it. Okay. Christian says, we had a perfect storm of lack of NFC competition for a 1 to 2 year window, and Brad chose to play it safe for the future. Now the comp has caught up, and our strengths became areas of opportunity. Bro, that is, you know what? That's worthy of an air horn. That is an air horn. Where's the air horn at? Here it is. That's an air horn. I don't know why he does that at the same time. Shout out to, what is that? Leeds with the 199 says Philly got their tush pushed in. Yeah. I don't know. What up, bro? No. It wasn't the owners meeting, bro. It was, Brad was at a podium. I don't think it was the owners meeting. He was at a podium though. He was at a, man, hold on. Let me see. My homie sent me something. Let me see if this is it. I think it's earlier in the month though, D. Is it? Hold on. This might be it. Hold on. Nope. No. So this was like April. It was like a week before the draft. It was a week before the draft. Brad is, hold on. Let me see if I can find it, because I was watching it earlier today. Your boy was ahead of the game, man. Brandon says our season is not over yet. That's very true, but it's near. We got a 43% chance to make the playoffs. Hold on, man. Let me show you. Okay, let me search and I'll show you what it looks like. The only reason I don't want to do it, because I'm trying to do the stream. And it is, let me type in Brad Holmes. And I'm going to show you, check this out. I want to show y'all something. I made a video. Okay, it is from, look, watch. I want y'all to watch. Look at this. No. Okay. I'm going to show you the thumbnail that I, look at this. This was a video from April. Arrogant genius. Will Brad Holmes' arrogance be the downfall of the Detroit Lions? The D-line will make or break the 2025 season, bro. Put some respect on my doggone name. I'm so sick of y'all. Put some respect on my name, bro. All right. Wait a minute. This might have been it. My bad, D. That might have been it. That might have been it, bro. That's my fault. That's my fault, man. What day was this? Okay, what day did I? What? Yo, that might have been it, bro. No. That can't be it. He got the same hoodie on, though. But that's I don't think that's it. I don't think that's it. Genius and Brad Holmes is all ego. Hold on, let me go. Now my phone is freezing. YouTube crashed. Okay, here it is. Here it is. He got on a Nike hoodie. He has on a Nike. So here it is. Here it is. This is what it looks like. He got on a Nike hoodie. That's what it looks like. Was it the owner's meeting? What up, D? What's up, man? Let me see. I know exactly what you're talking about. Are you talking about when he was saying 6 elite pass rushers and we have 1? Yes, that's the one. I could find it, but it's from around April 17th. I want to go over that live with y'all. Brad would rather put out best interior lineman at the end than sign a real one. Yeah, we got Aleem McNeil playing edge. Agree, Derek. Rams are the best in the NFL currently. Yep. I felt like Green Bay was a playoff game. It absolutely was. It was NFC North, a team we had lost to. Yeah, that might have been it, bro. I mean, if we would have lost that Giants game, it would have been a wrap. Nope, it wasn't 97 won a ticket. That's a different one. 97 won a ticket was after the draft. Brad Holmes pre-draft, yes. Streams, that's the one. That is the one, bro. Do me a favor, put it in. Put the link, if you can, in the comment section. I'm bringing that mug in. I'm bringing that in, bro. We about to, because I want y'all to see this. Mic check, okay. I want y'all to hear it. I want you to hear it. And I think it starts at like the 10-minute mark that I'm going to bring it in. LOL, guess Dan wasn't calling plays. Whoever is the Bears general manager, he hit the jackpot with Ben Johnson. Yeah, I think is it Pace or Pose? It's one of them guys. Fave says, how many pass rushers in the NFL, right? That was on 97 won a ticket. SW Lion says too many immediately went to the Lions fans, kept talking about Chicago being pretenders and soft. No longer. They proved themselves today. Absolutely. Okay, you tried posting the link, YouTube deletes it. Okay. Appreciate you, bro. Let me see if I can bring it. Let me see if I can bring it in. I think I got it where you can't, maybe I got that, I got like you can't post links or something. But I want to go over this because when you hear it, when you hear this and you hear Brad Holmes, it really is eye-opening, man. Okay. Shout out to King Turner, says Bears versus Rams Super Bowl would be crazy. It would really be crazy, King. Not to kind of trash you, bro, but that's impossible because those are two NFC teams. But I think I know what you meant. It would be crazy. It's impossible, but maybe you meant the NFC game. All right, Detroit Lions pre-draft presser. No, I said pre-draft. 7 months ago. That's when, nope, I'm getting close. April 17th. There it go. Bada boom. Bam, 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 bam. I found it. Shout out, bro. Appreciate you, stream. All righty. Okay. Let's talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. I have been waiting to do this. And hopefully, let me see if it plays. All right. So this is Brad Holmes' presser. Now, if you are not familiar with how it works, during the season, it's all Dan Campbell, all Jared Goff. You only hear from Brad if push comes to shove, like a trade, the trade deadline, whatever the situation. But you don't hear from Dan during the offseason that much. You hear from Brad. Now, that's Brad's time. The season is Dan. The offseason is Brad. And from the owners' meeting to the end of year presser to the beginning of the year press, all of that stuff is Brad Holmes. Okay? So Brad Holmes has been irritated. He's been asked about the pass rush for as long as I can remember. This offseason, he has been specifically asked about it over and over and over. And he showed his irritation this offseason. Let me see if I can find it. I think it's the 10-minute mark. Hold on. Let me unmute this. Give me 1 second. Is it, how do I do this? There we go. There you go. All right, I found it. It's a couple. All right. All right, so there's a couple of points in here. Shout out to, we got Big Black Coffee, $5 super chat, says Lions media should wear good t-shirts at the end of the season presser. That, I wonder if that would get you kicked out. You know why a fan could never have credentials and be a fan? You're really not allowed to be that. Like, I don't know if y'all know this, but when you're in the press box, you can't even make a sound. You can't cheer. You can't do any of that stuff in the press box. You can't do any of that, right? So I don't know if they would let us ask questions, because Brad is not going to answer the questions that we have. Like, we are going to lean into them, and they're not going to be allowed to do that. Now, there's 10 point, there's a couple points in here. I can't remember the timestamps. I wrote them down on my other video. But here's Brad Holmes. And this is him. He was getting badgered about the pass rush last offseason. And I don't know, did y'all hear that when he was talking? Could you hear that? Remember when our defense was so bad? What's up, Ed? What's up, Ed? Bro, it's been how long? That's crazy. What up, though? But could you hear Brad talking? Or no? What up? What up, Lou? Perfect. I love this machine. This machine is a pain in the butt, but I tell you what, man, the Rodecaster Pro I got the Rodecaster Pro 2. It's a pain in the butt, but it is one of the greatest inventions for podcasters. It's also a bunch of money. So shout out. So here's Brad Holmes, and this is him when he's asked about, and it's like 3 points in here where he is just getting more and more and more irritated. I want y'all to hear what he has to say. You know what I should have done? I could have brought in my video and just fast forwarded to those parts. That's crazy. All right, here's Brad Holmes.
It can't help you in a meaningful way.
Yeah, and we've had those discussions. I think the interesting thing, Justin, is that, and this is where I...
So he was asked about immediate impact players. And this is the beginning of when he starts to show his irritation. It's like 3 points in his entire presser. Look at his face, bro. Look at his face. He too smug for me, bro, and it's really getting on my nerve.
Not get annoyed, but this is why I sometimes don't understand the whole need thing, because when each season ends, it's going to be something else. Like, another player's contract's going to end. Another player, unfortunately, might be coming off an injury. And, like, it's going to be something different every single offseason. So if you're trying to chase what happened last season of, oh, man, this guy's contract's and if you're trying to chase, well, this guy got an injury, like, you're just kind of getting into a cycle that I think is a little bit dangerous to get into. So that's why I've been more of a, just get the best player, because even, like, look, we loved Rakestraw, and unfortunately he just wasn't as healthy, but so he wasn't able to help as much last year. But, like, we're real excited and looking forward to what he's going to be able to bring this year. So there is just, and I said before, there's just a level of patience that you just have to play. But when you start chasing need, it's like, well, that need might make sense for right now at this time, but what we make these picks for future investments. And I know we live in a society that everything is right now, boom, right now. And I understand it too, just from, when a player gets drafted and so much, fascination is made about the draft, and, people are excited about it. People want to see it right now. And, they don't want to wait and be patient, but there's just patience. I mean, it's no different than when we made that massive jump to get Jameson Williams. He was coming off his injury. We knew maybe he could play a little bit late in the season, but weren't planning on it, So yeah, I just got to play the patient. But I'm just, I think you can get trouble chasing needs sometimes, and then you're dependent on a rookie that, you do the best you can, but nobody has a crystal ball, so it could be a tough world to live in.
All right, shout out to the super chats. Let me read these, and then I'm about to dissect this, bro. Shout out to Big Black Coffee with the $5 super chat. Says he trolled the media with those receipts. He couldn't get mad. Shout out to you. We also have a super chat from Braylon. Says I would troll Brad. Hey Brad, how's Davin Bum working out for you? Braylon, he would kick you immediately out, bro. I appreciate that. All right, so you heard what Brad Holmes said, and and keep in mind, this is pre-draft. It is preseason. In his race straw, a non-factor. He said that they draft toward the future. He said that they take the best player available. And I've always called cap on this. I've called cap. When, in what world did they think that Broderick Martin was the best player available, right? That's in what world? You traded up to get Broderick Martin, who in my opinion was a 6th, 7th, or undrafted draft pick. He was undrafted, bro. Like, Broderick Martin was late round. Late draft. He was a day 3 at best. You traded up to get him. You traded up for Sione Vaki, right? You traded up. Brad got a knack of trading up. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes it doesn't. You took Josh Pascal early. Didn't work out. You took, you know what I'm saying? So for me, I don't buy the whole draft, but you can see the irritation. You can see it start to, and what I love about this, y'all, and trust me, I want this man to succeed, but what I love about this is y'all starting to, it's almost like when, like you got a nagging partner, right? And then eventually, I don't, by the way, but you got a nagging partner, and then their voice just starts to irritate you. Like, that's where I think a lot of y'all are getting with Brad. It was good when it was good, but because now he's done it year after year after year, and he keeps doing it, and he keeps standing on his soapbox, it's getting frustrating. Now you don't want to hear it. Y'all finally coming around, bro, because the numbers, I only go by the numbers. That's it. That's it. All right. There's another part that I need to find, but he gets more and more irritated. Give me a second. Let me try to find that. Give me 1 second.
Perfect timing for your 50th question about pass rushers then.
Okay, here we go. All right, so Brad Galley goes straight, or Galley, he goes straight into another pass rusher question. So I didn't even realize that. So look at Brad Holmes' face. He's already let me go back just a few seconds. I'm gonna go back just a few seconds right there. Look at it. Watch this.
You know, you do the best you can, but nobody has a crystal ball, you know, so it could be a tough world to live in.
Brad, perfect timing for your 50th question about pass rushers then. What do you make of the class overall, and is there a player or group of players within this class, or maybe early in the favorites, that would make you celebrate if you were to land somebody like that in that draft room?
Yeah, I think it's some good players, you know, at that position. You know, I won't get into specifics or details of the actual players, but, you know, rather, you know, I know some will go before our pick, some might be available at our pick, and, you know, just like previous questions that I fielded, you know, might be opportunity to trade back, you know, and then that position is there. But yeah, there's some good football players there.
Okay, so he getting, hold on.
Same as I felt when I told you guys at the owners.
Okay, so Dave Burkett asked him, so this is now 3 consecutive pass rush questions. But Dave Burkett asked him, how do you feel about the current pass rusher state? Here's what he said.
When I told you guys at the owners meetings, you know, it might be that position is there. But yeah, there's some good football players there. Same as I felt when I told you guys at the owners meetings.
All right, so he's been asked 3 times about the pass rush. 3 consecutive times about the pass rush. And you can see his demeanor. He's getting worse and worse and worse. Let me try to find what I'm looking for, though. Give me a second.
Dan says he loves the receiver room.
In each draft.
You guys still use the draft chart that everybody
of how you use the range, you know, and this is the player that we want. This is the thing what your philosophy is. Because, and I'm a why?
All right, here's the one I was looking for. This is the one I was looking for. Here we go.
We're trying to figure out what you will do. What will you not do?
Not this one.
Why is it so? Like, I'm gonna ask you this because, and I'm gonna answer your question. Well, let me get your question out the way. What I won't do is what I've been saying.
I want y'all to listen to this answer. Listen to this answer, man. This is who Brad Holmes is.
That I won't do, that I know you guys get frustrated with me not doing, is looking at our depth charts, like names, black and white names, but no football being played or anything, looking at a depth charts and seeing a position and then saying, man, you got to get that position.
Dog, I'm about to rewind this because Brad, he thought he was cooking right here. Look at it. Look, he mad. Look at his face, bro. He mad. He thought he was cooking. But watch like the corner. Listen to what he says and then think about our current situation this season.
Names, black.
Figure out what you will do. What will you not do?
Why is it so, like, I'm gonna ask you this because, and I'm gonna answer your question. Well, let me get your question out the way. What I won't do is what I've been saying that I won't do, that I know you guys get frustrated with me not doing, is looking at our depth charts, like names, black and white names, but no football being played or anything, looking at a depth charts and seeing a position and then saying, man, you got to get that position, but a player has to play that position. And so that's why I've always been saying, look, we want to get good players, because if you get a guy that can play a position and say, look, like, what was the question that you asked, Brad? The 50th time you asked pass rushers, like, you know, well, you can draft a pass rusher every round. You could. It's easy. That's just like if a coach told me, man, we want a guy that's 6'4", 250. If we got a guy 6'4", 250, that's easy. You want a guy 6'4", 250? Yeah. I don't know if he's a good football player, but he'll be 6'4", 250. Where the same as.
But you traded up for Broderick Martin, though, right? You traded up for Broderick Martin. So he talking and trying to be slick. You traded up for Broderick Martin, bro. So this is what I want y'all to understand. He thought. So the Lions, when they were picking in the third round, they were pick 122. 122, I think that's the fourth round, right? They were picking 122. You thought that Broderick Martin was that good that you traded up for him. Like, just think about that. You thought from 96 to 122 that Broderick Martin was going to be gone. I can almost assure you he would have still been there. So, but this is how he talks to you, though. Like, look, I'm done. I'm done, man. I was never like sugarcoating or glazing him and all that other stuff, but I'm done with all of this. This was the first year that I really felt that he was trying to be condescending of the media. He ain't done yet either.
Yeah, you can draft a defensive end. If the player playing defensive end is not what we feel is going to be the right guy to really contribute to our football team, then what are you guys going to write about that player? You guys, man, that's not working. So we're not going to reach on players just to fill a position. So that's
okay, but you'll reach on players. You'll reach on Broderick Martin, though, right? So you didn't reach to fill a player. You reach for the future. It's crazy, bro. So you don't reach for a need now. You reach for a future need, and you need to win now. So Brad Holmes, hold on now. Brad was building a dynasty just like y'all were. He already a dynasty. So listen, Brad is confirmed he is not a forget them picks guy. He is not a sell the farm guy. He's not even a trade your first round pick guy. Brad is trying to build a dynasty without even winning one. I don't get it. There's one team every year that's the best of the best. Every year. And Brad is trying to skip that step and be the best of the best for 10 years. This to me is baffling. That's why I say it, man. In hindsight, it's crazy. But we've been saying this. I have been leading the charge, saying Brad Holmes is not, this is who he is. And there's only one thing that's going to change it. If his job is in jeopardy, he might make a difference. And I think this year, this is when the Heat, I'm not saying he's going to get fired, because I don't think you got to fire Brad Holmes or Dan Campbell. They got 2 years left on their deal. Let it expire. Let them expire. They don't have to get fired, right? And Brad he playing a real dangerous game, because somebody else will come in and finish somebody else will be Steve Kerr to his Mark Jackson. Watch. Hear me when I say. Somebody will come over while he's sitting at the crib, or he back with the Rams, scouting with the Rams, and they'll finish the job. Somebody like Howie Roseman. Somebody like Les Snead. I saw a post today. I couldn't believe this. That if Matthew Stafford retires, that Jared Goff could be a possibility for the Rams. That's cap. That ain't no way. There's no way that the Rams want Jared Goff. There's no way, bro. Calling cap on that. But this is all going to come to a head at the end of the season. And listen, playoffs doesn't matter. NFC Championship game is the least you have to get to for it to be quiet. That's it. Super Bowl, you bought yourself some time. Super Bowl win, you get a key to the city. Anything less than that, we got to turn up the heat, bro. It's time. It's time.
What we won't do. But it's just, you said, like, you're always trying to figure out what we're going to do. I don't, like, when, like, a movie comes out, right? Like, I don't understand. When you go to.
All right, this part was dumb. Like, when you start thinking about this and listening to him, it's dumb. What he about to say here is just stupid.
To see a movie, you don't know what you've never seen the movie. That's the excitement. And so you're fine just watching the movie. And it is whether the movie's good or bad, and then you can do that. But I don't understand why people can't just watch the draft. And it's like, all right, like, I don't know what's going to happen, but watch the draft and get your popcorn ready and enjoy it. You know what I mean?
All right, so when you go see a movie, do you go see a movie that you haven't seen a trailer for? Probably not, right? You're not going to go see a movie that you have no interest in. So I'm just going to sit in this movie theater. I don't even know why I'm here. I just drove up to Imagine. I picked the movie and I went to go see it. How often does that happen? Just sit back, get yourself some popcorn, and I wonder what, oh, wow, this wound up being a great movie. I didn't even see a trailer for this movie. I had no idea what was going to happen in this movie. But we've seen this movie before, chat, haven't we? We've seen this movie before, like I said. Hold on. This is Brad Holmes, bro. Where's my sound bite?
Theatricality and deception. Powerful agents to the uninitiated.
But we are initiated, aren't we, chat? We've seen this movie. We've seen this movie. He thought he was cooking. Brad thought he was cooking, bro. He wasn't. He was cooking, but the pot was boiling and burning up. It's crazy. I think there's one more part in here. There's one more part that I want you guys to hear. But look at his face. Look at his face. He getting more and more irritated. That is the face of a man that's feeling something. He's tired of answering these questions.
The question about the challenges of the scouting process.
All right, it's one more. Let me find this clip. It's one more clip. Give me a second. I think this is the last clip.
Frame it around a specific player and not
Involved, but
Explain the value of them in that regard for you. Like, what do you get out of them? Why do you use them in that regard? Top 30 visits anymore?
yeah, that less. And players are brought in for the football play. Growing up, or besides just the.
I'm sure you're going to love this because you've already shot down all the pass rusher.
I think this is it.
We kind of know what it is, but it's good to feel it too.
I'm sure you're going to love this because you've already shot down all the pass rusher need, all the. But when you're so close, when you work so hard to get here, and you filled a lot of needs, you built the roster, you have a lot of depth. But when it looks so clear that you finished last year with a definite need at the pass rushing, because of injuries and all that, and as you said, you never know what's going to happen, what the need's going to be in the future.
Is it more so because of Aiden got hurt? Is that?
There we go. This is the one. This is the one I've been waiting on, bro. So it is the one that he said it. This is look, bro, this is what I was waiting on. Let me go back. I'm gonna let you finish.
At the pass rushing, because of injuries and all that, and as you said, you never know what's going to happen, what the need's going to be in the future.
Is it more so because of Aiden got hurt? Is that why this is such a big thing? Okay.
You seem to have, a reliable, second option, and you made the trade. Obviously, you did what you could.
Yep.
But in this case, people are going to be screaming for edge rush help, and those guys are really hard to get. The really good ones.
Yeah.
Is this? I hate to say that one player away, that kind of stuff, but I mean, you look like you might have been one player away. Does that change at all as far as what you're willing to do, how far you're willing to go up to get one of those premium guys?
Yeah, again, it just has to be the right guy. And, even if it was like, it was the right guy at that specific position that we really wanted. Just because you might want it doesn't mean that you can get up there and get them. There's been previous years where, I know we did the Jameson Williams trade that was pretty far up there from where we were at. That hasn't been the only year that we've attempted to do that, not at that specific position, but just for a player. And it takes two people to do a trade. And, if there's some teams that, just don't want to go that far back. And so it takes two. So it's hard to say, like, man, like, we should do this. And even if we wanted to, there's no telling that the other team's willing to go back. You said what?
No, I just wanted to know.
And there you have it. And so this is before the draft. So during the draft, I think it was day 2. That's when he was on 97 won the ticket, and that's when he was still getting asked about the edge position by 97 won the ticket. Hold on, I want to make sure I don't miss any super chats. I did see one from Braylon. Says the movie is called Cheaper by the Homes. That is funny, bro. That's actually pretty funny. Let me make sure I didn't miss one in between that. Mr. Durr 55 says, do do think trading Brian Branch, Demont, and a first for a Myles Garrett and some second picks. I didn't want to trade J-Mo, but we could get a lot of value for the rebuild, to rebuild the D. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. So what did y'all feel? What did you feel after that press conference? Knowing what we know now, right? Going into the season, he mentioned in his race draw, he mentioned not drafting, not reaching on a player for need. If you're not going to reach on a player for need, that's crazy to me. So what Brad Holmes is saying, and listen, I understand I'm not a general manager, okay? I'm a basement general manager, and I'm happy with my job. I'm happy with my job. This is my job, and I'm happy with it, okay? I'm not pretending to be a general manager. But if you're not building, so you have to balance the now and the future. And I understand it's a delicate balance. But if you are right there, if you feel that you're right there, you got to be willing to make a move to take you over. The Philadelphia Eagles, they wind up signing Saquon Barkley, right? He helped take them all the way again. Then they traded for Jalen Phillips, and they tried to trade for Myles Garrett. Howie Roseman was ready to put three first-round picks on Myles Garrett, and I see why. And he worth every single one of them, bro. 18 sacks, leads the NFL, is 5 sacks away from breaking the sack record of Michael Strahan, and I think he's going to do it. But Cleveland is dumb and stupid, dumb and smart at the same time. You could build your team off of a trade like that. You're not going to win a Super Bowl with Myles Garrett, not the Cleveland Browns, right? So it is a delicate dance, but at the same time, you still got to get on the floor, bruh. You still got to put your shoes on, right? You still got to go out there and dance, because if you don't, then you wind up like this, where Ben Johnson, I owe y'all that to stream. Ben Johnson is now more poised to make the playoffs than the Lions. And I cannot wait to hear what Brad has to say at the end of the season. I cannot wait. Lord of the Edgelord says, Brad acts like a lot of arrogant unit commanders I used to work for when I was in the military. I'm the smartest guy and y'all are idiots for asking me. Check Brad's receipts today. He brought receipts. Remember, Stephen Ware, and where can I find this Ben Johnson press conference? Tell me where I can find it. 1021 says it's nasty when Jerry Jones has looked better than Brad Holmes this year. They went from clowning the Cowboys to not only do you trade Micah Parsons, who, by the way, I was watching this, right? Okay. So here's the thing that frustrates me about Lions fans, and I need us to do better. Okay. I understand that we are beaten, that we are battered. I get that. I understand that I feel like we are probably the most underappreciated fan base in the NFL. I really, truly believe that because of the stuff that we've been through. But I love how we pretended that Micah Parsons was not a factor. There was a point that I think Al-Qadim Muhammad and Micah Parsons had the same amount of sacks. And y'all was trying to say that they were the same. They're not. They're not the same, bruh. Not. It's crazy to me. Micah Parsons is the guy. Period. It doesn't matter he doesn't play for our team. And the Packers made a move, and guess what? It's paying off. The Bears made some moves, and guess what? They're paying off. The Lions, I have decided that they are not going to win with mystery men. It's not going to happen. This is not a 1999 Ben Stiller movie. The Lions are not going to be able to win with this crew. You have to get talent on this team. Shout out to Master Chief, a director member from a legacy director member. I appreciate that, bro. As a matter of fact, I might put legacy next to y'all name. When you hit 2 years, bro, I think I'm going to put legacy. I might create another. Well, I can't create another tier because I can't. I'm having second thoughts about getting season tickets as long as Brad Holmes is general manager. Well, I would say this, Master. I'll say this. I feel you because I have also contemplated that over the last couple of hours. But I would say get them and decide after that. I would say get them because the wait list is 20,000. Right now, I've been on the wait list for 1 year. So, I mean, I think eventually we'll get there. And if Sheila, I will say this, if Sheila keeps doing what she's been doing, the Lions will get there. I truly believe that. Sheila's not like her dad or her mom. She fired Matt Patricia. William Clay would not let you go. He would not let dudes go, bruh. Martha was like in the middle. She loved him, Jim Caldwell, but Bob got in her ear and was like, you should fire this guy. Let me bring in my dude. I know this guy over New England. We're trying to build a dynasty. This is how, this guy over here, he's part of Bill Belichick, okay? And Martha was, she was like, yeah, you got a winning culture. Bring that over here. And he did the opposite. Do you know the ATV is still in Ford Field? It's still there, bro. It's still in training on the park. You my boy, but I'm popping it, especially how y'all treat it. Hey, straight. Do your thing, bro. This is your stream. I have not muted anybody. I have dumped on your coach enough, right? This is your time. I'm gonna give it to you with no restraints. Go right ahead, bro. This is just be respectful, but this is your time. But you don't stay in the North. Like that's despicable. He don't get no love for doing that, but he do get love for winning. I show him some love, bro, because he doing the darn thing I can't even deny. So while my team is on the outside looking in. So this is your stream, bro. Johnson is missed more than we thought. I got tickets to the Rams versus Lions game. I know I'm going to have to take the walk of shame after. Everybody loves Don, says I can't bear it. This Lions team is awful. Hey, RG. RG says, Derek, Brad's smugness remind me of AG. Very true. He irritates me to no end. Dude gets angry when his ego is challenged. Also, just like AG, you agree. Yes, I do. P.S. Loving the live stream. Thank you, RG. Check out Ben Johnson's. I'm trying to find it. If you are a Bears fan, tell me where I can find it at, because people been at, we can bring it in. I'll give you this. See, I'm a fair dude. I'll never, Stafford, nope, can't do it. Ben, can't do it. But I don't mind calling a spade, bro. Let me see. Supposedly Campbell punched a hole in the locker room. I did see that. Okay, check my messages. Y'all can thank Dolo. Dolo is the reason I'm live, because I wasn't going to go live, but he was like, dog, you got to go live. Okay, let me go to Twitter. Let's go here. There we go. So, okay. I don't want to bring in his way. I don't want to bring nothing of their stuff in, bro, but I will do it for this stream. I don't support Woodward Sports at all. So, but I will bring it in for the stream. Oh Lord. I don't know if I'm ready for this. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hey, look, I can't, dog. Wow. Yo, okay. Wow. Yo, this is crazy. Hey, look, like I said, bro, I'm gonna save, I can't say nothing. I can't even hold you up. I don't know if this is the one y'all was talking about, but oh my God. All right, let me check the audio levels of this real quick. Dog. Oh my God. Yo, hey, real talk. This is a whole nother level of cringe. Listen, only reason I'm doing this is because I have been leaning into Ben Johnson. Every single video, I will give y'all this. Look, I'm a fair dude. Okay. All right, good. Appreciate you, Dolo. Appreciate you, my man. I'll bring in this one instead from the NFL. Because Woodward, they shady, bro. Not the people that work there, the company The guy, one of the guys that owned the company, he shaded in the mug. All right, allegedly. I heard he likes to sue people. Okay, let me see. Let's go here. Let's go here. Oh my God, I'm not ready for this. I am not ready for this. But like I said, man, I'm a man who can, I take one on the chin, bro. That's what being a fan is. Let me just check the audio levels real quick. I ain't ready. I ain't ready, bro. Yes, Josh Reynolds he cleared waivers yesterday and he's with the Patriots. He signed there today. Hey, Rich, it's all good, bro. It's all, let them talk, they talk, bro. They have earned it. So don't even sweat it. They get a free. They get to give me. This they give me stream. Next time I want my money. I want my money. I ain't ready. I ain't ready, bro. Oh, Lord. I'm stalling. All right, here is Ben Johnson in the locker room after beating the Super Bowl champion, Philadelphia Eagles. I'm not ready. Y'all ready? Craig Reynolds, Game Boy. Here we go. Yo. I can't even, what can I say? I can't say nothing. They've earned it. They have earned that. And it might be corny, bro, but they earned it. That was tough. Oh, wow. Wow, I can't believe this, bro. I look, like I said, man, I'm a fair dude. Yeah, I guess he did that in high school. I'm a fair dude, bro. And it's going to be up to the Detroit Lions. Like, look. If what do you usually, you gotta, to be the best, you gotta beat the best, right? Hey, I know y'all don't like it. I know you don't like it, but it is what it is. Game Boy says we needed to see that. Dolo Dynamite says, I'm ready to fight Ben. I couldn't even say nothing, bro. And I'm going to tell you what, Lions fans, hey, Rich, that comment was okay, bro. Comment was fine. I want you to think about this, and and we'll wrap up the show, man. I appreciate you. Shout out to Dolo Dynamite for inspiring me to get on. Appreciate y'all for spending your Black Friday with me, and it got even darker. Black Friday turned into Burnt Friday, bro. My nose is starting to run. I feel like, I think that we are so passionate as fans is because, think about this, okay? And just stay with me here. As a fan of the well, fan is short for a fanatic. And I don't know how many of y'all feel like you fanatics of anything, right? Fanatic is kind of loony. You know what I'm saying? We've all probably had that one fanatical person about something, right? But for us to be supporters of a team. And in fact, if you look at it, these players, okay, so they put their bodies on the line, and there's nothing that can compare to that, but they get paid to do that, right? They get paid to put on your team's colors. They get paid to coach your team. I mean, it seemed like moons ago that Matthew Stafford was a Detroit Lion, and his 5 years in LA has overshadowed his 12-year in Detroit. Like, so the guys go where the money is. They go where the money is. They go where the championships is. And in a way, I understand it, right? Because if you play the game, you get paid and you want to be a champion. You want to be a champion. You can have all the money in the world, but when you win the Super Bowl, your name, you get a ring, right? Your name is in the history books. The losers, like nobody remembers, right? So, but with us, it's different. We spend our money, right, to go here. We're regular working class people who spend a bunch of money for overpriced tickets of a team that really isn't even worthy of having the highest price tickets in the league. Ben Johnson, this guy that you're looking at right now, okay? This guy with no shirt on. I'm going to let y'all hear it again. He was your offensive coordinator last season. Imagine if I became a Bears channel. Imagine if I got rid of the lion behind me, replaced it with the Chicago Bear logo, right? They get to do this. We don't. We don't get to do this. They get to do this. We are stuck. Bears fans are stuck being Bears fans. Lions fans, Eagles fans, we're stuck. That's the advantage that they have over us. So we should be more demanding. We should require more of our team. We should be able to criticize our team whenever we want to. I'm going to let y'all hear this again because I think you need to. And I hope that somewhere Brad Holmes is watching the same thing. I hope Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes on the three-way. I hope they on a conference call and they got this pulled up on YouTube. I'm going to let y'all hear it again. I got to do it, bro. Because guess what? We take this punishment. Brad took a paycheck. Dan, I think Dan would coach for free, bro. Dan would coach the Lions for free. Dan is him. Brad takes a paycheck. We don't get that choice. I want you to feel this, bro. I want you to feel this. This team started 0-2. We feel this pain. They don't. Dan does. He the one crying at the podium. While Brad is saying, how many teams in National Football, right? 32, right? 30, how many elite pass rushers would you say there was? Are y'all asking me about this because Aiden was hurt? You keep asking me. We keep asking you, Brad, because it's an issue, dog. And we got to deal with this. Because I'm telling you right now, man, Bears make the playoffs. Lions don't. It's going to be a long offseason, a loud offseason, and I'm going to be here for it. It's going to be a loud offseason. Lions got a lot of work. Half the team is not even on the team. This team is going to look a lot different next year. Be ready. Who's Marcus Davenport? I don't know. Who's Josh Pascal? Probably re-signed. Who's Levi? I don't know. Probably re-signed. Like, this is what we're talking about. I want y'all to feel this pain. I want you to feel it. This guy was your offensive coordinator last year. While your general manager is talking about you're not going to draft for need. You're going to trade up for Roderick Martin. We're sitting outside the playoffs. We can't even get in with the win against the Dallas Cowboys. And this is what we have to deal with. I want you to feel it. Hey, don't forget, there are 6 ex-Detroit Lions on that team. C.J. Gardner-Johnson being one of them. So, ladies and gentlemen, okay, it's time for a reckoning because we blinked our eye, and guess what? Next year isn't guaranteed either. The Bears ain't going nowhere. The Packers ain't going nowhere. What about your Detroit Lions, right? It's going to be a reckoning. Hey, Splasher, Donnie. Look, I'm showing all. I'm giving credit today. I've been hard on Ben Johnson. I will continue to rip him up. He's still a snake. Ain't nothing changed. Chop his head off in the forest, bro. But this particular stream, I'm gonna give Bears fans, you can go at it. You can have at it. I still got that 1942, by the way. I don't know how long it's gonna be sitting there. But I did get it before the tariffs, though. So I didn't pay $200. I paid $150. I wonder which one is going to come first. Ben Johnson gets, woo. I don't think this is going to happen, but imagine he wins a Super Bowl, bro. I told you, worst case scenario this year is Bears make the playoffs, Lions don't, Rams win the Super Bowl. Worst case scenario. All right, so let's do this before we get off. What do you want to see this offseason? What reckoning do you want? I know what I want. The only thing that I can legitimately see happening is I think that if it were up to me, I'm having a conversation with Brad and Dan, and I'm saying, listen, I don't trust Brad. I just don't. Dan, I trust. And I'm pulling him in the room, and I'm saying, listen, I need to see something, right? Because okay, I want y'all to think about this. How crazy is this going to be that you let this team who lost 10 in a row last year come up, you went 15-2, they outshow you, right? And you going backwards. Like there's no excuse for that. There is no excuse for the Detroit Lions to be going backwards. Like you're not going to go 15-2. We all knew that. But we're not even in the playoffs right now. And you're getting shown up by a first-year coach. Think about what I'm saying. In Dan Campbell's first year, we went 3-13-1. Now, I will say this about the Snake. He's smart because he waited. He turned down this job. He turned down that job. He let them draft Caleb Williams. He let him get fired, and then he bounced. And then not only that, he signed 6 Detroit Lions. He signed 6. And I'm telling you right now, you don't think that this man wants to be better than the team that he came from? The only positive from this is that Dan Campbell has a legit coaching tree, at least 50% of it. That's the only positive of this whole thing. Right now, I think Dan Campbell has a better coaching tree than Bill Belichick. That's a big deal. That's a big deal for a guy that they called a meathead. You got to take the points, Dan. So, hey, sometimes you got to leave here with something. All right. With that being said, thank you guys for this therapy session. We definitely can do more of these because I'm sure we're going to have a lot to talk about. So if something pops off on Twitter after a game, we can do it as long as I ain't doing nothing. Appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to the Bears fans. I hope if you're in the comment section, have at it. Do your thing. Shout out to the Bears fans that was respectful in the chat today. This is your gimme. After that, I want my money. That's where we at, all right? So this was our truce for one stream, and then now we back at it, all right? I'm going to talk to y'all. Have a great Sunday. Great. What day? What's today? I thought it was Sunday. Have a great Friday. Hey, look. Hey. This how we going to end it. Y'all ready? This how we going to end it.